Hi, everyone. I was getting ready to go to bed, and I always like to read a little bit before I go to bed. So, this is going to be chapter two or part two of my unicorn, the Magical Unicorn Society. If you saw the first one, then heard me read the beginning, and now I'm on page 27, and it is about unicorn food. Unicorns have big appetites, and their basic diet consists of grass, plants, flowers, and berries. However, as with humans, a unicorn's diet varies depending on its habitat. This visual guide introduces some of the most common unicorn foods. And look at this unicorn. He's all pink speckled and he's got a pink mane and tail. And look how he's even got like little pink on his little hooves. He is just beautiful. And this looks like it's a whole garden of unicorn food. And here it says, when in cold terrains, unicorns. Okay, oh yeah, all of these are for cold terrains. The unicorns who inhabit icy landscapes must forage under the snow to find the nutrients they need. So these are bearberries. They help keep unicorns warm. This is red algae. This plant is full of vitamins for a healthy coat. This is a diamond leaf willow. This builds speed and agility. And this is Arctic poppies. They strengthen the unicorn's eyesight, much needed for those long, dark winters. In the mountain terrains, mountain ranges provide an abundance of plants and flowers for unicorns to feast on. This is Boston ivy. This is an ideal plant to keep a mountain jewel unicorn looking shiny and healthy. This is Himalayan onions. The leaves of this plant are perfect for toughening their hooves. Yellow and white orchids. These flowers help strengthen muscles, important for a unicorn's balance on mountain slopes. And then this here is called sheepspit. This is a tasty unicorn treat. And then in the warm terrains areas, the warm areas, arid land and blistering heat mean desert unicorns have to be clever to find the foods that they need to survive. So this right here is a silver torch cactus. These cacti are full of water and nutrients. Desert flames use their horns to break them open. This one here is scorpion weed. These are good for a healthy heart. And see, they're purple. Now, this is agave. These enhance the unicorn's hearing. And then this one is a sacred datura. This plant is poisonous to all creatures except unicorns. It provides quick energy boost for a blessing. Watery terrains. Unicorns that live near oceans, lakes, and rivers have a huge variety of food to choose from. This is called a winky woo. This gives just the right boost to a unicorn's magical powers. Marigolds. These sugary petals are a special treat. Dwarf water lilies. These are great for speed and flexibility. And these here are called pink lotus. The seed heads are perfect for protection from the sun. Now, this part is about the mountain jewels. These are the type of unicorns that live in the mountains. They almost look like a little Shetland pony, don't they? Mountain jewel unicorns are strong, fierce, and resilient. They have to be, as they are found in some of the harshest environments on Earth, from the Himalayas to the Andes, and from the Alps to the Hindu Kush. These unicorns survive and thrive. Mountain jewel unicorns are capable of traveling huge distances across rocky and icy terrain, as well as as surviving at very high altitude and through cold, brutal winters. There is some variation in their coloration and appearance across their different habitats. In South America, mountain jewels are pale, dove gray, with splashes of dusty pink across their bodies and manes. They have a thick they have thick, shaggy coats for extra warmth and beautiful coral horns. They use these horns as beacons at night, sending out pink light through the skies to communicate with other unicorns across the vast distances. They are inclined to solitude and wander alone across the salt flats and foothills in search of food and shelter. In contrast, the mountain jewels of Central Asia are more sociable creatures. They travel together in blessings of at least 5 or 6 unicorns, but there are stories of these herds reaching up to 100 in number. Their territory is enormous. In the spring and summer, they can be found traveling across Central Asian steppe, a massive area of grassland be perfect for grazing. But as the year turns, they make their way south to the long mountain ranges of the Hindu Kush and the Himalayas, where they live among rocky cliff tops. Central Asia mountain jewels are a tawny, light brown color, and some have dark, spotted patches on their coats. Their horns are made of a beautiful brown opal, a dark stone which is flecked with blues, pinks, and greens. Rather than emitting light, these horns radiate warmth. Mountain jewels are known to be one of the gruffier unicorn species. They are hardy, no nonsense animals. They can trek to a point where other animals would die of exhaustion, and they just keep going. These unicorns fight and quarrel among themselves and even butt horns together in annoyance. Quite what they have to be cross about is hard to say. Perhaps all that time spent with their families and herds gets on their nerves. I have seen magnificent mountain jewels fighting with my own eyes. As a young man, I was trekking through Nepal when I came across 2 young males battling with each other. They didn't see me as I was hiding behind a rock. When they clacked horns together, colorful sparks flew off in all directions, like a rainbow colored sparkler on bonfire night. Eventually, I sneezed, and they spotted me. An embarrassing mistake on my part. They stopped fighting and dashed down the mountainside without a backward glance. After my trek, I spent some time at a temple and learned scholar and fellow society member named Ditya Giri, who told me about the local legend of the mountain jewels. She showed me a mural painted on the wall inside the temple that depicted the Battle of the Shining Jewels, which had taken place over 1,000 years near, before near the mountain of Mandu. Back then, Mandu was a trading city, selling goods such as silk and spices, fruits and vegetables. But what made it a special city lay in the mountains beyond its walls, where there were mines bursting with precious jewels, corals, opals, pearls, sapphires, and diamonds. The citizens were grateful for the jewels that made them rich, and knew they owed this wealth to the mountain jewel unicorns that lived in the mountains. Centuries before, the city folk had begun to worship the mountain jewels. Some people even tried to live among the unicorns. It took years for trust to develop between the unicorns and those people, who became known as whisperers. However, eventually the unicorns not only accepted them, but also showed them the hidden jewel mines full of riches. Naturally, many people in neighboring cities were jealous of Mandu's wealth, and the city became a target for bandits. One night, a gang of robbers set fire to part of the city wall. The flames spread quickly, and soon the great wooden gate that protected the city was completely destroyed. When the fire eventually died down, Mandu was ravaged by the bandits, who looted it to the last diamond. When the city folk were able to regroup, they sent out a battalion of Mandu's finest warriors. The soldiers chased the bandits through the mountains and down into the grassy foothills. Eventually, the army and the bandits faced each other on the desolate plains. The Battle of the Shining Jewels was fought for 15 long days, and there were terrible casualties on both sides. By the 16th day, it looked like if all was lost. It looked as if all was lost for Mandu. The generals called for the Whisperers to pray for the dead and the dying soldiers. The Whisperers solemnly conducted an invocation of the mountain jewel unicorns. As they recited their magical prayer, something phenomenal occurred. Those who had fallen in battle were filled with spirit of the unicorns and transformed into mountain jewels. With their ranks replenished with these newly formed unicorns, the soldiers of Mandu went into battle once more. The power of the unicorns ensured victory on their side. They easily vanquished the bandits and reclaimed the riches of their city. The soldiers who survived returned to rebuild the city, and those who were lost and transformed joined the mountain jewel blessing, roaming freely with them on the mountainsides. The city of Mandu has seen its fortunes ebb and flow over the years, as Dityagiri told me. However, its fate has been intertwined with that of mountain jewel unicorns. That is why it is such an important center of learning for the Magical Unicorn Society and the favorite destination for its scholars to this day. Now, here's the lore of the mountain jewels, their unique quality. Mountain jewels are the strongest and toughest unicorns. They are fiercely loyal to each other. Their horns. Central Asian mountain jewels have tightly curled horns of solid opal. The horns of South American mountain jewels look similar but are made of coral. Appearance. South American mountain jewels have thick dove gray coats with flecks of coral pink. Their cousins in Central Asia have tawny coats with dark patches. Their habitat. These unicorns are found in the mountainous regions. They can survive freezing temperatures and icy winds. Magic. They can emit warmth or light from their horns. Stamina. They have unnaturally long lives. Wisdom. Mountain jewels are associated with prosperity, courage, and perseverance. If you believe, you will start to notice the presence of unicorns all around, like a fog lifting in sunlight illuminating the land. And look at this unicorn here. He's so beautiful in blue. He's got flowers. Oh, he just looks beautiful. And look at him. He's just in the meadow of flowers everywhere. Now, when we come back for the next part of this book, we're on page 42 now. I'm going to read the next part of the book. Let's see. Oh, we're almost like halfway through. And so on the next video that I make, I will read the next portion of the book, and it'll probably be tomorrow. I'll probably read it tomorrow morning. And so This is my bedtime story for tonight. I'm going to get ready now and go to bed. Go to bed. Hopefully, I dream about unicorns because I just love them. I do just love them. They protect us. They're just magical. And so, I want to say to you all good night. God bless you. May God watch over you every step you take and every move you make. And watch out for the unicorns. You may get to see one. God bless.